Alright. Hopefully this works. Possibly, maybe, definitely. Maybe? God, will this ever freaking work? Toot la 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 la. Okay, wait, there we go. Possibly. God, why does this shit not work? Dude, this is why I need nicotine, man. I'm tired of this. Well, you guys sit there and just, all zero of you guys. Alright, hypothetically everything should be up, so we should be good. Maybe. Alright, cool. Alright, for those that do not know me, hi, I'm Cam. I just started streaming and all that beautiful stuff. Right now I'm just doing a voiceover of a game that I freaking love. Ain't nobody gonna show up, and that's perfectly fine, but you know what? It is what it is, and we keep on pushing. So, this is a game called Dungeons 4. I freaking love this game. So, yeah, as you can tell.
The last stand. Tanya set about destroying the last remaining heroes. Amongst others, her stepbrother Tristan.
So, I'd played through the Dungeons series since Dungeons 1. And Dungeons 3 was actually my favorite, mainly because of the main character, as we see here. And speaking of which, if you get the reference, good job, you're a freaking weeb. But yeah, besides that, we all should be good. This game looks freaking beautiful. Kalypso was not gonna lie cooking when they made this. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was supposed to stream something else, but, extreme circumstances always happen, and plans kind of fell through. So you know what, we're just gonna move on and act like nothing bad happened. So yeah, let's go talk about the story.
Once upon a time, long, long ago in, hell, well, you know the rest, the absolute evil had, in the fabulous predecessor to this game, taken over the entire overworld with its creatures.
The game nobody
now
played.
Spent its time on debauched parties and... Wait a minute. The entire overworld? No! One small village of indomitable heroes still held out against the invaders. The unamused evil was beside itself with rage. But all this was about to change once and for all, because the remote controlling evil sent its most vicious general into the field.
Mommy?
The
I'm sorry,
dark
Mommy? I'm sorry,
elf
Mommy?
Talia. Talia, also known from the fabulous predecessor, came back from her vacation in a thoroughly good mood. Before that, she had defeated her foster father, the paladin Tanos. This fact is important to note. For this last remaining village of heroes was protected by none other than Tristan, foster son of Tanos and Talia's stepbrother.
A character that didn't exist until this game.
This proud warrior in shining, his handsome heroic chest accentuating armor, was the last glimmer of hope for the forces of good.
Gay.
Talia, who had fully embraced the dark side, couldn't wait to really kick her stepbrother's ass. And so our story begins.
God, this game is freaking beautiful. I'm sorry, but if you have like a loading screen where it actually shows the concept art and all that stuff, bro, A1. A1.
This seemed to be the perfect time for Tristan to make his appearance, the last mighty hero of the good races.
My brothers! In your eyes, I see the same fear that would lead me to despair. The day may come when the courage of true heroes is extinguished, when we abandon our companions and all bonds of friendship are broken. But that day is still far off. Stand fast, heroes of the West!
And with those familiar-sounding words, Tristan charged into battle to the cheers of his men. The heroes of good had managed to capture some of the evil creatures. Nevertheless, it was more than questionable whether a few minor victories and a brilliant speech could do anything against the absolute evil's armies. A storm of darkness and gloom descended, heralding the arrival of Talia, the absolute evil's general. This entrance not only panicked the defenders of good, but also seemed to strengthen the creatures of evil.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm back.
That's what I'm
Time to
talking
kick a little
about.
hero butt. Forward, creatures! Show me what you can do. Punch 'em smack dab in the mouth. Smash 'em in the face. Oh, and just as a precaution, get me my handbook of worn-out third-rate catchphrases. Ha-ha! If my eyes don't deceive me, that's my stupid stepbrother Tristan over there too, just waiting for me to lovingly put his head on a spear. Ha! Today is gonna be a good day.
Talia seemed to be very sure of victory. Some might find this puzzling, as it was the beginning of a long new campaign.
Thank you,
But
narrator.
okay, maybe the rest of the missions are nothing but a string of debauched victory celebrations. Who knows?
Alright, so this is how the game is played. It's a freaking top-down bullshit, quick and point adventure. And yeah, so if you want that,
Comparable to my other co-hosts that aren't here for some reason, we'll talk about it later. I like strategy games. That's like the main thing I really grew up on. I cannot play fighting games for the freaking life of me. So if you're here with Robo, I apologize. But yeah, speaking of which, why the hell is it palm trees now instead of the freaking pines? Apparently palm trees are evil. Good to know.
A few pitiful opponents. I'm gonna massacre you. If I can just remember how that works.
That's okay.
Fortunately, Talia's instincts took over at this point, something which wannabe pro gamers often refer to as auto-attack. Talia also remembered that she had a few skills that she could invoke whenever she felt like it.
Got one that's called 666 as well.
Oh.
Talia's mighty storm once again stood at her disposal.
So yeah, apparently controlling the fucking weather just gives you an attack boost. Or actually an omni boost, my apologies.
Hey, did someone actually cage my subordinates? Ah, forget that. I'm the only one who's allowed to do that. Time to bust these things open. Pulverize them. Nuke them.
Your creatures have destroyed a cage.
Baby girl.
Talia had freed all the creatures. Not to be outdone by her stepbrother, she too gave a brilliant speech.
Speech? Sure. Creatures! Time to punch the do-gooders right in the kisser! Forward! Punch them in the face, kick them in the shins, break their belt buckles so they trip on their pants!
Yes, very inspiring. Talia had reached the center of battle. With another brilliant speech, she goaded her creatures on one more time.
Another speech? Oh. Ding dong, the hero's dead. Is that okay?
Honestly, I don't know if I can work with you like this. After Talia's words, the creatures surged forward and flocked to their linguistically under-talented leader, or would like to, but the defenses on the left and right flanks made progress impossible. Talia had to destroy them in order to receive further support.
It's okay, buddy. You'll be fine. damn, this is such an easy mission. Yeah, fucking sword. Okay,
The
sure,
hero's
you can do
defense
that.
collapsed on the right flank.
Oh, yeah, you
The
just continue to
monstrous
keep
evils
fighting,
creatures
and then you'll
flocked
be
to
fine.
Talia.
Excellent. I can always use more cannon fodder. I mean, loyal subordinates.
Catapults? Oh no.
The hero's left defensive flank could no longer withstand the breaching evil's creatures.
Ah yes, the ancient secret ability of spawning the actual ally when no one's fucking looking because goddamn it, we don't have the rendition energy for this damn game. Makes perfect sense. I don't know what you're talking about. No issue at all. No tactical issues whatsoever. Cthulhu, speed dial.
Yippee-ki-yay, hero mucker!
Talia, stepsister, you dare to show your face here after killing our foster father?
Yeah. Is that a trick question? You can see I'm here. Thanos deserved what he got. And I thought to myself, hey, like father, like son.
You will pay for your deeds, sister. The light will
You
protect
can't
you.
tell the red shit into bits. Every freaking time, I will never be able to dodge that just because the AI in this game is dog shit.
Sister, turn from evil and come back to the side of good. See the power of light.
With these words, Tristan was bathed in a golden light that seemed to protect him. As if that were not troublesome enough, a number of magical portals opened at the same time.
Huh. As if this wasn't dragging on way too long already. Can't we just jump straight to the point where I greedily take over the world? Forward, creatures! Smash the portals! Flatten that magic junk! Pull the plug!
My brothers! In your eyes, I see the same fear that would lead
Ah
me
yes,
to
the same
despair.
freaking
The
thing.
day may come when the courage
makes
of true
perfect sense.
heroes is extinguished. When we abandon our companions and all bonds of friendship are broken. But that day
All two
is
fairy tale
still
fans in the
far
world
off.
are popping off right now.
Stand fast!
That friendship
Heroes
speech
of
is
the
hitting different.
West!
Oh, didn't you spout that same bullshit earlier?
Thank you,
In
Talia.
exactly
This is
the
why you're
same
my favorite main
words.
character.
No, not at all. I am known for my brilliant speeches. Wicked stepsister.
I seem to remember that whenever you were supposed to speak in front of the class, we had to get a mop.
You'll pay for that. Onward, faithful! Destroy the evil!
All the magical portals had been destroyed, and with them, Tristan's shield went up in smoke.
That's the way I like it. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. I was just about to kick my stepbrother's butt.
Sister, it doesn't have to end this way. Join me. Together we can still save the world.
I don't know.
Can't you just die and spare us all the embarrassing melodrama?
Hey, God damn it. Rumpy, you're dead to me.
Talia, this isn't the end. We'll meet again.
With these words, Tristan quickly created a portal and threw himself through it with the last of his strength.
Now as to
The
why nobody
portal
was
closed
stopping him
again
while he
behind
stayed
him.
perfectly freaking still then charged up the attack, that will never be known.
This This was supposed to be my victory! And what the hell kind of
Is that
glove
a
is
freaking
that
Infinity
anyway?
Gauntlet?
Looks to me like game design forgot to balance the thing properly.
Maybe the people in charge were still too captivated by your great speech. It brought tears to my eyes too, however, not of emotion.
As if the bird brains these evil creatures have needed grand speeches. A few skulls to bash in, and the social calendar for the evening is filled.
Well, each to their own. But apparently, Tristan had suffered a mishap, as the aforementioned magic glove still lay in the place where it was last used. It would seem that he had accidentally lost it.
Wonderful. This thing is just what I need. Très chic. I'll, just grab that right away.
And so our story begins.
I mean, how do we do actually? Nice. Nice. Oh yeah, I forget. I'm not spamming my evil laughs anymore. My apologies. Yeah, in this game, you as the
Tristan
hand...
had managed to give Talia the slip, but she had been able to capture his magic glove. The Gauntlet of Finitude, a fabled artifact. Unfortunately, UI overlays don't work in cutscenes, so Tanya couldn't read just exactly what the glove did.
Cool.
Nevertheless, she proudly presented it to the Absolute Evil in its form as the Dungeon Lord. And so misfortune took its course, because at the same time, Talia wanted to demonstrate how loudly she could snap her fingers.
This is what we call
But
a
this
reference.
snap, which would go down in the history books as the Dungeon Lord snap, unleashed horrific forces that were discharged into the Dungeon Lord himself. As Tanya rose to her feet, the gauntlet had disappeared, and the Dungeon Lord lay dying. Viewers often began to cry at this point, because it made them think back to the last really good superhero movie. Talia mourned for about 5 seconds. Talia had shattered the realms of good and served them onto the absolute evil on a silver platter, while it had actually done nothing at all.
Oi! I didn't do shit. The hell you're
So
talking
Talia
about?
now
I
became
fucking ran the actual
absolute
thing.
ruler.
She was just a
had no
beatstick.
clue about how to rule, but more than made up for it with hubris and consistently ignoring glaring problems. In addition, she surrounded
Bro, why
herself
is your
with
whole
a staff
ass
of
hanging out? What the
incompetent
hell?
advisors. What could
Better call
possibly
us
go wrong? 10 minutes later, Tristan had captured Tanya, locked her in a cage, and put the armies of absolute evil to flight.
Dude, it was 10 minutes?
And so the story ends. We'll tell you how the story continues in overpriced microtransaction bites.
And I don't have enough money, so I can't do
Oh,
that.
wait,
But it's
wait,
okay.
wrong
This game
script.
really
That's
loves
a different
kicking you in the
developer.
balls.
Hang in there, I've almost got it. While Tanya was ignominiously taken away, the unused essence of absolute evil continued to float through the ether. It wasn't about to admit defeat that easily, but for evil to triumph once again, it needed Talia back, for better or for worse. And so the swirling essence of absolute evil set about commanding the perplexed-looking chaotic hordes and freeing Talia. Hammer time! Round 2. The essence of absolute evil held the horde together and rose to the challenge of vicious dwarven engineering.
Tristan! Let me out of this damned cage, you stupid little good elf. Otherwise, I'll have a hard time wringing your scrawny neck. What the hell do you want from me anyway?
Talia, stepsister, your deplorable deeds must not go unpunished. You have slain our foster father Tanos, a blasphemous affront to our goddess, whom you, to top it all off, have also slain. But
Good.
we will have plenty of
Good
time
bitch.
to argue on our journey. I am here for the stone. Brynhild, if you please.
You know you can't on, you little cutie! Oi! Go on, you lazy lot! Get that destroyer of worlds class hammer going!
Talia had been captured. Only the bubbling around the place essence of absolute evil could save her. It was amusing to leave Talia in the clutches of her brother. But on the other hand, without her help, the shapeless evil would probably just roam the countryside as a disembodied something or other, and at best be hired for third-rate horror movies. Fortunately, a forgotten dungeon heart lying in the underground
How
could quickly be
coincidental. They're
reactivated.
definitely not actually
Together
connected
with the
to
creatures
anything.
of the Horde, it would be easy to smash the do-gooder heroes there to smithereens.
Alright, so this is
wafting
the actual
evil
game.
had to get rid
Yeah.
of that dwarven contraption on the overworld, as it posed a threat to the underground.
So how this
and
game
with it,
works is
the
basically
dungeon
it's a
heart.
point-and-click
It was
adventure,
therefore
but
necessary
you
to build
are
a
the
mighty
absolute
dungeon,
evil.
or rather, to have one built, because as a wafting essence, the disembodied evil could not do much itself.
Correct. My only job is to give orders. That is my entire fucking point in life. But it's okay. We can be fine. These little boys right here, little boy ones, are snots. Hello, Snuzzles. How you doing? Going to fucking work. Very. Yeah, actually, that is one thing I'm really curious about. In the old games, right, you were able to hit
A new
snots,
area of the dungeon has been discovered.
and then when you do that, you were able to basically speed up the work. But in this game, for some unknown freaking reason, you have to do a research for that. Which makes no bloody sense. So yeah, this is where it's telling you how to do research. You can do different levels give you different things. Ah, God, man. Figure this out.
The gold-hungry evil had built a treasury. The meager amount that could be stored in the throne room was simply not even close to enough for a proper gold bath.
Because apparently we'd be taking gold baths and everything. People booty naked. Oh yeah, I warn you, people that actually care, you know, all zero of you. Games of these take a fat freaking minute. Like, I mean, these games take hours. This is a tutorial, man, and I'm already freaking, like, what, 10 minutes in?
A new
Yeah, I
area has been unearthed in the
warn
dungeon.
this game. This game takes a minute to play. A little better. So yeah, different creatures need different needs. Most of them need food and a place to stay. So gobbers are basically mega chickens that you need to make. And the other thing I made is called the Vault of Evil. The Vault of Evil is basically where you store this orange crystal crap that is called Evil. It is useful
The
for
gluttony-loving
many
evil
different things.
had built a gobbler farm. Here, delicious gobblers were raised to serve as food for the Horde.
Yep, thank you, game. Speaking of which, let's go.
A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. Payday!
I'll try not to meta play a lot, but I warn you, I've already played a good amount of this game, so I already know like the general stuff of how to play. But hey, if you care about that and you want to see someone who actually knows how to play the game, play it and not be a dumbass freaking reaction streamer that overreacts to everything, please stay. I'll bet you I can find you something that you'll enjoy.
You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon.
Yo, infection. There we go. There's the bedding for the boys and breeze. This game is so relaxing, isn't it? It's such a great game right now when there's no issues, but don't worry, this game will make your freaking blood pressure rise to at least 200. Just give it a sec, don't worry. This game will freaking turn on you in a second. See, I can't get the gnome because I need evil.
The sheltering evil had built a hideout for the Horde's creatures. These could henceforth build themselves a place to rest there. The army-raising evil had recruited its first creature, a bit underwhelming considering that it was sitting on the throne of the gods a short time ago.
Yeah,
But fresh starts are never easy. The evilest evil could use the Hand of Terror, not only to intervene, but also to lend its little snots the impetus they needed by giving them a spirited slap.
Hurry up.
The detestable evil had earned some delicious evilness. Excellent things could be done with it, such as exploring new stuff. However, first, a place had to be found where the evilness could be stored.
Already done, boss.
The absolute evil quickly built a vault of evilness.
Turns out I can't count.
Amorous evil had built a vault of evilness. This allowed it to henceforth store evilness and use it.
Oi! No need to sit around being lazy when we could be picking up a little gold while we're here, eh? On you go, lads! Grab the nearest gold vein.
Sooner or later, the greedy dwarves would dig their way into the dungeon. The perfidious evil used a workshop to prepare traps to stop the gold-stealing dwarves in their tracks. The hard work-allowing evil had built a tinkerer's cave. Here, little snots could use the work units to make toolboxes, which were needed for the more extravagant dungeon accoutrements.
Ah yes, the dungeon accompaniment is also known as Spike Trap, Blue Trap, Flail Trap,
Technological
Big
progress
trap,
has
bad
almost
trap.
always been a fine thing. Further research could not only make new units or rooms available, but also increase the maximum number of little snots or creatures.
the trap menu. All the good political stuff that I was just talking about is all over here.
It's payday.
Cool. I ain't got money like that, but...
Hey, look, I realize you really get a kick out of slapping your creatures, but they're not really the enemy here.
Don't worry.
Maybe you should reassess your priorities.
Nope, they're good. Trust me, love.
Oi! How long is this stone thing going to take, lads? Snookums and I weren't planning on dying of old age here.
I sure hope not, because I have a whole different set of plans for just how you lot are gonna die here.
Hurry up.
The cunning evil
Oi! Something done into my little gold mine. Yeah! They had to be stinking orcs, whose skulls are at best used as toilet paper holders in the laboratory. Okay, boys! Tear this joint to the ground!
dwarves had opened a passage into the dungeon. The little snots immediately executed Order 67, as they had been instructed to do by Talia in such a case, which meant that they ran through the dungeon with their arms flapping wildly. At the same time, they opened the secret trap cache, so that the tricky evil could give the dwarves a very warm welcome.
Oi! Did you little honey buns forget your little baby bottles? Or how did you manage to lose to a bunch of lousy orcs? But boy, we still have some reinforcements here. Reinforcements? Attack!
Obviously, the danger from the dwarves had not yet been neutralized. Luckily, the little snots had made a few traps in their spare time, and they were only too happy to make available to the all-consuming evil.
There we go. There we go.
A Thrasher trap not only took out one hero, it also provided any and all surrounding heroes with some nutritious cauliflower at the same time. Cauliflower ears, that is.
Oh. I'm not gonna lie, as a person who used to freaking suffer from cauliflower ears, that shit is hard. But like low-key, man, it ain't that deep. All you just gotta do is just get a nice looking needle and then just go burn. Fucking back in wrestling, dude. You just do that shit. You slap it with the ear. You just heat that up with like a freaking big lighter and call it a day. Oh, great times. Alright. So to describe basically like the main like, disposition. Orcs, your heavy beater, they're the ones that have like decent survivability. Naga's your healer. Goblins, your little stabby, cutty murder boys. And then gnomes are your ranged people that have an ability that's fucking kamikazes. Because why wouldn't they? Like to. How's everything else going? Everybody fine? Any issues? Nothing at all.
payday.
Anything new? Nothing to do yet. Just seconds off. Wait, you're not done yet. You're done when I tell you.
The dwarves were defeated for the time being. Satisfied, the essence of absolute evil rubbed something together that could perhaps pass for two hands together. The all-destroying evil had conquered the exit. This left the way to the surface open for its troops. The absolute evil's creatures blinked a little as they stepped into the glaring light of the sun. Finally, they could lay waste not only to the boring corridors of the dungeon, but also to the lush green meadows of the overworld.
They do. Kill them all.
The horrific evil had destroyed a camp in the overworld. The defeated heroes ran away crying and tried to entrench themselves behind even higher walls.
Oh, don't do that, love. I'll fucking blow your house down.
The vile evil had destroyed another of the heroes' camps. Screaming at the top of their voices, the survivors took to their heels.
So one thing that I never understood about this game, right? Nothing to be rude at all, but the transition between good and evil, and then later on evil to good, it's a good transition and all, but mate, how the hell does shit just explode? Like, it just turns on fire and explode, things just die. Meanwhile, these guys are just perfectly fine, no issues at all. This game makes no sense, and I love it.
A cage was destroyed and creatures were freed.
Ah yes, all in zero. Those are actual creatures. Multiply.
Oi, I have to protect the blueprints, Newcombs. Otherwise, the orcs will eventually end up building some decent machinery here. Oh then, keep your chin up, Toodles.
Brynhild, what are you doing? I thought your dwarfs could easily handle a few orcs.
Problems, brother mine? Oh, what a shame. I had actually already planned on making myself a tea set out of dwarf skulls.
Talia, your evilness truly knows no bounds. These dwarfs are part of the Alliance of Good. You were also once part of that alliance.
She's about as part of the alliance as the freaking polar bear is a grizzly.
The path to the dwarves' oversized hammer lay open. The trembling heroes prepared themselves for the final battle.
Ah yes, they're truly trembling, just standing there, doing nothing. But yeah, this is like the entire Horde faction. Basically, they're brutally hard to knock down, and they do some good damage. But they don't really have any like strong abilities that involve range usage. And they're kind of boring inside the dungeon themselves. And without Nagas, they're probably useless.
It's payday.
Your army has just decreased in size due to death.
Oh no. Anyway.
The
But not like,
dwarven
you see what I mean? It turns like a freaking...
spectacularly went up in flames, which was rather odd, as the creatures had only been hitting the thing with their weapons.
That's
But
what I'm
fine,
saying.
Perhaps Horde weapons were made of flint. Yet the distraction provided by the dwarven intervention had shifted the destruction-loving evil's focus long enough for Talia and her stepbrother Tristan to disappear into the distance. With an imaginary sigh, the staggering evil took one last look around before setting off in pursuit. The path led to the Hellwoods, an eerie place claimed by the demonic creatures of the underworld.
Beautiful. God, I love this game.
The Hellwoods. Talia was taken ever deeper into the lands by her stepbrother Tristan. They passed through the Hellwoods, a hotbed of demons.
I have nothing
In the
about this.
underground beneath the Hellwoods, Talia's stepbrother Tristan was tampering with the remains of a dungeon long thought forgotten. But the demonic evil's henchmen were hard on his heels and were also slogging their way through the underground. Tristan had no choice but to retreat.
My brothers! In your eyes I see the same fear that would lead me to despair. The day may come when the...
Tristan, you good-for-nothing imbecile! Can't you just shut up for once? Or finally come up with a different speech? That's so... Hey! Are those my armies of evil? Here! Get me out of here so I can personally kick my stepbrother's butt! Go ahead! Finish them off! Give it to them! Push away past the expiry date cake, right in their faces!
Never! The power of magic flows through me! A magic barrier will keep those creatures at bay!
It seemed that Tristan did actually have some small knowledge of magic. His barrier was impenetrable to conventional attacks.
I mean, I feel like I can
Magic
just kind of
was
squeeze
concerned,
through that
however,
shield,
things
but
looked
you know
just
what?
a
Be my
little
guest.
different. The spellbook perusing evil quickly set about tackling this problem underground.
Understood. So yeah,
Before the
demons
mana-craving evil could
are
resort to
kind of
magic,
the same as
it
the
would
Horde,
first have
but
to
they're
take
more
care
ranged
of the
and they
demons.
deal with
It made
magic.
perfect sense to have a vortex built to house demonic creatures. Some parts of the underground were saturated with mana. Once dug up, this could be used to cast spells. The mana-addicted evil wanted to try this out as soon as possible.
Oh, by the way, if you're wondering how I can notice where you see those rich gold veins, where they're like yellow, you can see it on the mini map right here, that like little gold egg. Anywho. This is one of the many units that actually can be revived without any other freaking extenuating gimmicks. So we love them. Kind of sort of hate them. Honestly, these guys are only really useful for long range and building mana. Which you will surely see.
A new area of the dungeon has been discovered.
Nice. Ooh, boxes. Ooh, more boxes. Really wish I can build on lava or do something about that. I guess not. Oh no. Anyway.
Had a vortex built. There, hired demons found shelter and a place to wait until they could be resurrected at the cost of evilness after an unforeseen demise.
Stand fast, men! There may come a day when courage fails us, but it is not this day. On this day we fight! By all that you hold dear on this good earth, I call you to stand firm! Brothers of the kingdom! Let us lay waste to the dungeon! Attack!
Actually,
you
good
stole
speech.
that speech. I've heard something very similar to that before.
That's beside the
mind.
point. Those words inspired my men. The pen is mightier than the sword.
But weaker than a horde battle axe. It's just too bad that I can't be there to watch the show because I'm stuck in your stupid cage.
The gallant evil had now gained access to a number of spells. Create resources, for example, allowed toolboxes or gobblers to quickly be created as if out of thin air. In keeping with his childlike disposition, the amused evil immediately tried this out. The childish evil's eyes glowed with joy as it successfully used the Create Resources spell. This would allow stocks to be filled even without decent production.
Sure, I was like a geezer.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Oh no, you're gonna walk through lava, so I don't understand the point.
You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon.
Whoa. Well, that's Corn Shield. So I'm. How the hell can fire hurt a fire? The freaking immortal. This thing literally rides on fire. Its entire body's made out of fire. How does it hurt? What type of Pokemon shit is this?
A little snot set about generating mana in the Arcanium to make it available to the spell-wielding evil. Doors in the dungeon not only reduced drafts, but could also stop heroes and other enemies in their tracks for a short time. They also increased the efficiency of rooms. It therefore made sense to have a door to close off a production room.
Yeah, sure.
A first door now adorned the dungeon. The grandiose evil not only used it to increase the efficiency of rooms or to stop enemies for a short time, but it could also lock doors to seal off areas for its subordinates.
Gobblers. You fat fuck. Anyway. That makes you question why the hell you're gonna bring dryads and stuff that can burn against hellspawn that throw fire.
I mean, hey, who am I to judge? They might know a tech that I don't know. Apparently, maybe grass type's just really good. Nice.
Payday! The
Also-
spoiled evil had discovered a few stray demons who were all too willing to join his dark army. Of all things, these were stuck in a rather awkward position. The perplexed evil pondered how to go about it. The ingenious evil had managed to return the scattered demons safely back to the dungeon by means of a spell.
Hey, Tristan, favorite, because only, stepbrother, see my troops marching over there? I think they're gonna make short work of you.
Don't get your hopes up too soon, stepsister. My barrier and my men will stop them. We got what we wanted here, and we'll soon be on the road again.
Huh? Creatures, get me the hell out of here already! Come on, get a move on! Save me, free me, sign petitions demanding my release!
Don't know how that would help since, you know, we're hellspawn. But you know what? Sure. If anything, we're probably very good at signing deals. I think their entire gimmick, isn't it? You, guys in chat that don't exist, you tell me.
An arcane tear had appeared very close to the absurd evil's armies. These magical anomalies were not uncommon in the area, and promised great power to those who knew how to use them. The creatures knew but one way to deal with these.
Blow it up. Blow it up.
The corrupting evil had captured an arcane tear. New power flowed through it, giving it the ability to now cast the Meteor Rain spell. As luck would have it, there was a group of heroes nearby who made worthy targets.
Nice.
The arcane tear's power could now be used by the spellcasting evil. The power of the arcane tears had been activated. Spells were immediately available again, and were now even more powerful.
Thank you, narrator. And just like that, nothing else will do.
Talia, I still can't believe you really did all that. Weren't we like family to you?
I was constantly insulted and humiliated. Does that sound like a family to you?
Yes?
The merciless evil's army had reached the magical barrier. A spell would sweep it away. And again, while the Cruciatus intoning evil was making its way through the protective barrier, Talia and Tristan continued upon their way.
Damn it.
Tristan, beloved brother, would
Sorry.
you be so
I
kind
apologize.
as to open this cage door for me? There is no need for us to argue.
Stepbrother, and I simply cannot forgive you for slaying our foster father. Not to mention half the good people of the country.
Only half? Huh. I mean, all that just kind of happened. I don't know how exactly it could all go so wrong either.
You put Tanos's head on a spear.
He bloody well deserved it. Time and again, I had to suffer insults from him and his henchmen simply because of my origins, as if all dark elves were evil.
You killed hundreds of heroes, slew Father's companions, and put Father's head on a spear.
But she's
They
just
made me
quirky.
do it.
Yeah, she's just quirky, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. She's just a quirky. She's not like other girls.
I finally understand. I behaved poorly. If you let me out now, I vow to do better.
Really?
Of course not, you imbecile.
Why? Why did you sell? You could have.
Worse than I ever gave you in our entire childhood. One you'd still be telling your grandchildren about, provided you can still have children and grandchildren at all afterwards.
Bro, Talia, you had it in the bag. If you would just shut the fuck up a little bit, just a little bit, you would have had it. But no, you're in your big freaking mouth. I hate it here, man. Bro, why the baddest bitch is always the dumbest, bro? I hate it here.
Talia, I wish you would change your ways. Remember back when we were children? Played together by the creek.
And you threw me in?
You dropped a bee's nest on my head first.
Oh, that's right. I remember the way your head swelled up like a melon.
Now, how bats can explode a cannon is beyond me, but you know what? It is what it is. At least these ones make sense because their main attack's fire.
The power of the arcane tears was once again available.
Cool. You know what? I guess because I have so much stuff waiting, I could just make another one.
The spell-wielding evil had seized an arcane tear. The newfound magic allowed it to now use a spell to summon the Prince of Hell.
Crowley! It's God damn it. Could have been Crowley. So how are you guys? Oh wait, nobody's there. All right, never mind.
The fanatic evil's armies reached another magical barrier.
Cool.
These bastards, hurry up! Alright.
Ding dong, it's payday.
Cool.
The magic using evil had conquered an arcane tear. Armed with that captured power, it could now use the mana shield spell.
Cool.
There's my army. Time for you to die, stepbrother. Go, my creatures! Grab them, run them down, rub hot chili sauce in their eyes, and get me out of this damn cage!
My brothers! In your eyes, I see.
You're not going to repeat that same old crap again, are you? Are you?
Men! Stop them! Tell me, we have to move.
Yay!
place in its drink-loving Evil's armies had defeated Tristan's pathetic defenders. Evil's creatures were filled with jubilation, but the disembodied essence of Evil was not yet in the mood to celebrate, for Tristan himself had escaped and still had Tanya with him. The
Motherfucker.
lingering without physical form Evil pretended to sigh and once again took up pursuit.
Good shit. Alright. I'm probably gonna call it there for the night. I apologize again for like the really weird streaming setup. I wanted to stream For Honor instead, but due to extenuating circumstances, I was unavailable. So yeah, hypothetically, I should be able to stream later tonight, later this week, possibly, maybe next week. But yeah, thank you guys very much for showing up. You know, all 0 of you guys, and you guys have a good night. This is Cam, signing off.